William Ruto anapenda kutujaribu sana. Like he really likes to like kututest ama kutupima sana. Why am I saying this? That of all the things that he could have done right now, the best thing ameona afanye is to bring a bill to parliament so that parliament can pass the bill of extending term limit, and this term limit goes from 5 years to 7 years for all elected seats. This is the president, the senators, the governors, the members of parliament, the MCAs. I think people forget so much, and they forget very fast, that just recently the young people stormed parliament and even torched parliament because they felt like parliament was not doing their duties. And there was demonstrations, and there's recall of members of parliament. I think they have forgotten all that, and now they are bringing up this bill. Before I go into the details, there's a reason why I'm going to explain what I think about this bill and all the imagination that have been created around it. But before I go into that, if you are coming here for the first time and you're watching me for the first time, my name is the African Updater, and what I do, I just analyze politics and I share my opinion based on how I see things happening around. So if you want to make sure you always follow me, kindly subscribe to hit the notification bell so that anytime I post a video, you will always be the first to watch. So kindly do so, na kama kawaida, I'll be back. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed, and for the return subscribers, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Now back to my video. So this bill, actually, there was a bill that was brought initially by Gerard Gay, which failed terribly for the extension of term limits. And I can see the discussion around it now that it has been brought back. You know, there's a reason why they want to extend the term limit, and there's a way they are using parliament, because they feel like they are going to convince members of parliament that, hey, let's extend this thing because you also need it. You also need this extension. But you people, there's something you're forgetting, that this is not the first time that such a bill has been brought in the house. We had such a bill during Uhuru's time. During Uhuru's second term, there was such a bill that was brought in the parliament, which such a bill did not go past parliament because it failed at the public participation. And the same one, the same bill that Charwot brought also failed at public participation. So this is not something that is new, but there is something that you people are not getting here. This bill is not brought actually to extend term limit. I feel like this bill is always brought in the house as a diversionary tactic. I think it is always brought as a diversionary tactic because, let's be sincere, for you to remove term limit, you need a referendum. You cannot remove term limit by an approval by a bill in parliament. That cannot work. This constitution, the way it has been structured, there are some clauses. If you want to change in the constitution, you have to go through a referendum. And the process of doing a referendum is not something that is easy. The process of doing a referendum is not something that is easy. So there is no way we are going to have removal of term limit. This is a discussion that I feel like it's always been brought so that people can forget something that maybe there's a corruption, or there's some things that maybe they want to do. So they bring out this conversation so that you can have this conversation, you can engage, and you forget maybe if there's some looting happening somewhere, or there's some money being stolen somewhere, or there's some queries. So that you stop questioning other things, you focus on this one. So that is the crazy part. There is nothing like this, because this bill, and I see people Kenya saying, oh, we need to give them. Sometimes it's so sickening when you sit down and you hear people talk. And these are people who are educated. You can see someone saying that, oh, tuwapatie to 7 years. And this is somebody who has gone to school. Now sometimes you sit down and ask yourself, if this is somebody who has gone to school and reasons like this, what about that person who is in the village? That person who has never seen any door of a class? How do you expect that person to reason? Because if you are given 5 years to deliver something, and when you are getting into that office, you knew very well that you had 5 years to do it. How comes you want to tell us that you have realized that those 5 years are not enough? It means you are not good, you are not a leader. Because a leader works with the time that he has been given. I've been told to serve for 5 years. Let me work for 5 years. If I fail or if I do not complete my work, that's why you are given another chance to come back to people and tell them, I did not finish this work in 5 years. Kindly add me another 5 years so that I can complete. Why would you think of another 7 years for yourself? And you see, they are saying, there's some arguments, people are saying, oh, this term limit is not only for Uhuru, for Ruto, it can be only for even for future leaders. Let us not be stupid. Sometimes I don't want to use such words, but it is true. There are some people on these platforms that you go on their lives and they are just utter nonsense. Someone speaks stupidity, ujinga kwa akili, and you're wondering, what did this person say? What is this person's case? Kenya is not a monarchy. I saw someone saying that he doesn't care even who Ruto rules forever as long as he delivers. We must decide, do we need a monarchy or do we need a democratic state? Let us not be stupid. You don't read the constitution. And one thing I've realized that most people don't even know the constitution. You stand here and say the constitution says. What constitution says that you can change the term limit through an act of parliament? Which part of the constitution says that? Because if the constitution, clearly there are some things that are safely guarded in the constitution. You cannot, if the independent offices cannot be removed by an act of parliament, and these are independent offices like IEBC, then you expect that the things that are as important as term limits can be removed by an act of parliament. Let us be very, very serious. And we need to stop joking. We need to take some things. We need to take some things in this country serious. So this bill, whatever bill it is or whatever things it is a diversion or tactic. It cannot. Parliament has no power to determine the term limit. Parliament has no power to determine the term limit of anything. For that to be done, we need a referendum. And you people, you keep on saying that, oh, referendum is easy to pass. Do you know how BBI failed? First of all, for a bill for a referendum to take place, remember the BBI failed because when it got to court, the court said previously that where the president cannot initiate a referendum because of the virtue of his office, he cannot initiate a referendum. This bill has been initiated by the president. So tell me how this thing will pass. And the process of itself, the process of just changing that bill, just having that referendum, do you know how long it will take? By the time we are doing a referendum, we'll be in another election. We'll be in another election. And some people keep on saying, no, we need to have the question in the election. And during the election, we also have another question for the referendum. What nonsense is that? So people are voting for their leaders, at the same time they are voting if they need to give them another term to extend term limit. Can we just be reasonable and tuache kwa wajinga? We gave this constitution ourselves and let us abide by this constitution. In America, presidents serve for 4 years, not even 5. And once you do your 4 years, I've never heard any American president say that kindly extend term limit is not enough. So what do you feel like you are so special or the people in? And this is the problem with Africans. Because the extension of term limit has not started here. This thing started. Look at how Kagame has been ruling Rwanda. He started with term limit. Then he extended. Then he removed. Then now it's not like even there. Look at what Uganda has done to Museveni has done to Uganda. With these things of term limit. How they remove term limit the way they want. Look at that president of Cameroon. So we need to stop being stupid. This is what I can say. We need to start sitting. Tuanze kukaa chini na tuache kufikiria hivi vile tunafikiria. Because Kenya is a democratic state and Kenya is respected so much. Even Moi in his term ruled for 10 years na kamaliza kaenda after the repeal of section 2A and everything. If Moi himself, the dictator, the father of dictatorship in Kenya, could rule for those years and say, enough, I've done my part, let me go home. This is what the law says. He respected the law. Kibaki respected the law. Uhuru respected the law. Then how do you people you feel that Ruto is so special? We should change the law to favor you? Because simply some people are just sycophants. You just want to be sycophants. You have just drowned into. You are just obsessed with someone to a point whereby you are just thinking, hey, anything for the president, anything for who? This is not a gift from God. We will have presidents will come and go. America has had over 40 presidents. They have come and gone. So let the president Ruto serve his term. If akimaliza kiona anataka kupata another 5 years, give him that term. Hiyo 5 years kama mna feel he deserves it. Once he gets it, if he loses, ama if he wins, he serve for another 5 years. Once that is done, wacha aende. Hii mambo ya kutuambia ati sijui we feel like there's nothing like feeling. Let him go. He has served his term, he has served his purpose, let him go. Whether he has delivered or not, let him go. So let us be serious. Kenyans, let us be serious. Especially people, there's a time they told me that the worst people in the society are the people who have gone to school. And that is true. I used to think that whoever used to told me, mwenye alikuwa ananiambia hizo vitu kitambo nilikuwa naona ananidanganya. But nowadays I can agree with them. The most dangerous people in any society are people who have gone to school. Because they always want to take advantage and find situations that can favor them. So if Ruto extends term limit and is not delivering, what do you want? It is just sickening. The conversation is just sickening. But the bottom line is the process of changing or removing a term limit does not go through parliament and then it is done. We need a referendum for that. That is the bottom line. So all I know is that there's something being covered up, or there's something they want you to discuss, to focus on, as they focus on other things. And no one can, Kenya, if this thing is brought, no one will accept extension of term limit. Kenyans will not accept. Number one, Kenyans will not accept. And this thing can spark a demonstration that this country has never seen before. We have seen what has happened in Nepal. For those people who are following. So let us be very, very careful. Let us be very, very mindful about some of these things. You serve your term, serve your 5 years term. Once you're done, enter to nyumbani. Stop telling us stories. You have delivered, you have not. That is neither here or there. You serve your term, go home. Let people choose another person that they want to serve them. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think about that in the comment section. But above it all, remain respectful. Do not insult any leader. Do not be abusive to anybody. So do that. Na kama kawaida, I'll see you next time. The African Update.